Without giving too much away, we can report that it's not looking good for Mariah and Tessa's marriage this week on Young and Restless. Adding fuel to the fire? A tease straight from head honcho Josh Griffith. Struggling is an understatement for what's been going on with Mariah since she returned from a fateful business trip for Cassidy First. She returned as a broken human, basically, and confided in her mother, Sharon, that she had done something so horrible that she feared her marriage to Tessa wouldn't survive it. When Sharon seemed to suggest she might be overreacting, and that whatever the transgression, she would be able to work through it with her wife, Mariah stopped her cold by informing her mother she could never tell Tessa what she'd done. Even worse, Mariah scared Sharon silly when she told her that what she'd done was far, far worse than just cheating or a one-night stand. Our imaginations ran wild after she uttered those words, especially when she began having chilling flashbacks of an older man she encountered whilst drunk in the hotel bar. Our conclusion? Well, find out why we think Mariah's secret is tied to Ian Ward here. Mariah managed to convince Sharon to join Nick on his trip to Nice, France, to meet the mysterious Aristotle Dumas, which means there is no one to talk sense to her. Aside from Tessa, who has been utterly unable to break through the wall that Mariah has put up between them since the dreaded incident. Young and Restless head writer Josh Griffith, in a recent chat with Soaps, previewed, "As Mariah tries to keep it together, everything is falling apart." In a heads-up for Mariah fans, he also warned, her marriage is right in the center of this emotional storm. Indeed, this spoiler photo doesn't look promising. Can Mariah and Tessa get through this? Some fans see the upheaval as a setup for Tessa and Daniel, who have been growing closer, to take their friendship to another, more physical level. But it's also possible that she will simply lean on Daniel for emotional support, in much the same way she has helped him in the wake of Heather's death. Ultimately, Griffith left us with a question. Will Tessa find a way to pull Mariah back from this devastating dynamic? The answer remains to be seen. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, June 19th, reveal that Jack Abbott will fret over some red flags while Lily Winters seeks the Aristotle Dumas truth. Kyle Abbott will also take Audra Charles' bait, so there'll be a lot happening in Thursday's action-packed episode. As Dumas's party games continue in France, more guests will arrive on the scene. Lily, Devin Winters, and Damian Kane will become part of the festivities, but Lily will only have one thing on her mind: unlocking the Dumas mystery. Thanks to a recent YNR preview video, we know Lily has some unsettling moments coming up in the maze. There'll be an eerie vibe as Lily gets freaked out, so we'll see if she feels like she's being watched. Dumas is indeed observing his guests thanks to his video equipment and will prepare to move forward with his big reveal soon enough. In the meantime, Lily will anxiously await the news of who Dumas really is. It's clear that Lily isn't leaving this party without answers, so she'll make some bold declarations on Thursday's show. As for Jack, he'll fear troubles brewing based on all the hoops Dumas is making them jump through. Between Dumas' challenges and his delayed flight, Jack won't have a good feeling about any of this. In fact, Jack will start to wonder if he should have skipped this party instead of changing his honeymoon plans. Diane Jenkins Abbott may offer reassurance as Jack worries about all the red flags he's seeing, but she'll be on edge too deep down. That's especially true since Diane is fearful about this whole situation with Kyle and Audra. Audra convinced Kyle to be her +1 and help launch a perfume showdown that could boost business for both of them. It looks like Audra will use that perfume competition to create some bait for Kyle, so he'll take it and fall right into the trap she's setting. Kyle will end up sharing some way too close moments with Audra when he takes a whiff of her neck, presumably to help put on a show for this fragrance face-off. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Audra will keep doing whatever she can to pave the way for Kyle and Claire Newman's breakup, so she may have some positive updates for Victor Newman soon. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of June 23-27 reveal that the chaotic Aristotle Dumas exposure aftermath will play out while Victor Newman carries out a grand plan. Kyle Abbott will also take a risk, so let's talk about what's in store. Following the revelation of Dumas's true identity, total mayhem's going to break out at the party in Nice. That's because all signs point to Kane Ashby being the guy who created this mysterious persona. Since Y&R spoilers hint that Kane and Amanda Sinclair are a couple, Lily Winters will have a lot to wrap her head around. Between the news that Dumas is Lily's ex-hubby and that he's found love with Amanda, Lily will have more than one reason to spin out. Lily's meltdown could result in her collapsing, or at least having a panic attack. Then again, Lily may mostly focus on the rage of it all instead, and really let Kane have it. Of course, Devin Winters will blow his top as well. So could he deck Kane over his deception, especially once it results in severe distress for Lily? Whatever the case, Victor hinted about knowing Dumas' identity in advance and may not be all that surprised by this big reveal. Since Victor also dropped some clues about a grand plan that's in the works, Dumas, aka Kane, will inevitably be thrown a curveball. Once the dust settles following this Dumas blow-up, who will still be willing to form an alliance? Jack Abbott may be wary, but what about Billy Abbott? Billy may think getting revenge on Victor is the most important thing and show his willingness to team up with Kane on his Chancellor mission. However, Sally Spectra will grow concerned over Billy's actions in the coming episodes and will feel the need to put her foot down. Y&R fans will definitely see more tension bubbling up for Billy and Sally as this storyline moves along. Of course, Phyllis always plays to win and will want to make this party work to her advantage no matter what. It turns out Phyllis has some victories coming up in both the personal and professional department. Back with Lily, she may get some comfort from Damian Kane. Lily and Damian seem poised to strengthen their bond. But what about that chill Amy Lewis felt down her spine before her son left Genoa City? Trouble could be looming for Damian one way or another, particularly since we know a fatal whodunit is still to come. Kyle's risky behavior could also be a problem, since Audra Charles will continue pulling him into her trap. Audra could make some mistakes of her own if she crosses the line right along with Kyle soon. In GC, Tessa Porter will lean on Daniel Romalotti Jr. and eventually open up about her separation from Mariah Copeland. This isn't Tessa's choice at all, so she'll need Daniel's support to cope. As for Mariah, she intends to work through what happened on her own. Mariah doesn't feel like she can tell anyone else what she did on her business trip, but it seems like a huge mistake to push Tessa away when she needs her most. The young and the restless spoilers say Mariah could eventually have some big regrets, so stay tuned for updates on all the drama. The young and the restless spoilers reveal that we have to ask, will Kane Ashby get arrested at his own party? Will a game go wrong and put Aristotle Dumas in handcuffs? Dumas has summoned a group of Genoa City elites to his chateau in France, but things are growing more ominous by the second. For starters, Y&R fans may have noticed multiple dialogue mentions of murder on the Orient Express. The train that the guests boarded was even compared to the Orient Express at one point, so the show's leaning into that angle. Amy Lewis also had a spine-chilling hug with Damian Kane just before he headed off to this party. That's led to speculation that Damian might land in grave danger. Joshua Morrow confirmed a murder mystery is happening in the not-too-distant future, so that's something else to keep in mind. Whether Damian is the victim or someone else, it could leave Dumas in some trouble. After all, Dumas is the one who arranged this big shindig. There have already been concerns among the guests about this feeling like some sort of terrible trap. It just might look that way once someone at this party turns up deceased. That's especially true if it happens because of a game that goes horribly wrong. Dumas obviously likes messing with the partygoers' heads. The whole Dumas mystery in general has been a game of sorts, and so was the maze that led to the lunch and itineraries. Dumas is a tricky character who'll likely be revealed as a Kane Ashby recast before the week's over. That'll set the stage for some explosive drama, including the fatal whodunit that's been promised. Dumas already fired Damian, who's sure to have even more of a problem with his boss when he finds out Dumas, aka Kane, is Lily Winters' ex-hubby. Damian has really been falling for Lily, so he may have a major confrontation with Kane coming up. Some threats could get tossed around in front of witnesses so that if Damian becomes a corpse later, Kane may be the top suspect. Kane could find himself in some hot water, especially if Victor Newman plants evidence to make him look extra guilty. We wouldn't put it past Victor, since he seems to feel confident that he can handle Dumas. What if Victor takes advantage of the situation and tries to send Kane to prison? The threat to Chancellor would certainly be gone in a flash. Of course, the true killer could eventually come to light and lead to Kane getting off the hook, but it may take some time to clear his name. Bad news could be brewing for Kane if the public gets updates on Dumas's identity through such a huge scandal. Regardless, the Young and the Restless spoilers say this looming murder mystery will inevitably lead to an arrest or two, so will Kane be hauled off to a jail cell for a while? Lily is still determined to figure him out. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, June 19th. Take a break from Genoa City's non-stop game of Dumas? Who is Dumas? For Jack to wonder why he's putting himself through this. Jack was all in on wanting to meet the mysterious Aristotle Dumas. He and Diane decided they'd combine a second honeymoon in France with the presumed billionaire's party. They'd attend alongside Victor and Nikki, though the delay drew the line at sharing a private plane with them. But now that Jack and Diane are actually there, he isn't feeling all the cloak and dagger stuff. Either tell us what you want, dude, or we're going back home, or at least to some other castle in Europe. Lily is also dying to get to the bottom of the Dumas mystery. Unlike Jack, she's here for the long haul. Whatever hoops Dumas forces her to jump through, she'll jump. Lily strongly suspects the man may be after Chancellor Industries. That's the company Victor stole from under her, and she'll do almost anything to get it back. Kyle isn't the smartest. We all know this. The only ones who don't seem to know it are Diane and Jack. But even they have to suspect it. Every time they wax poetic about how bright Kyle is, we assume they're whistling past a graveyard. Or maybe they're manifesting. The more times they say it, the more likely it is that their wish will come true. Audra's seduction of Kyle will lead to heartache for the businesswoman. Audra's plot against Kyle is underway on the Young and the Restless. The businesswoman has made progress in luring Kyle away from Claire. France is the perfect opportunity for Audra to put the final phase of her plan into motion. However, Audra might end up regretting her decision after the fallout from the trip. When Victor offered Audra an opportunity to get revenge against Kyle, she accepted. The businesswoman still held a grudge over her ex-lover for getting her fired from Glissade. By teaming with Victor, not only would she get payback, but she'd also get back into the corporate world. All Audra has to do is break up Kyle and Claire, and she'll have funding for the company Vibrante. Audra's worked her magic and has Kyle cozying up to her. Now that they're in France for Dumas's party, Audra's ready to carry out the final step in her plan. Upcoming Y&R spoilers indicate that Kyle falls into a trap, so it appears that Audra will succeed in seducing Kyle and destroying his relationship with Claire. Audra completed her task and will now get what she wanted. However, she might end up losing more than she gains. Aside from breaking up Kyle and Claire, Audra will also ruin her relationship with Nate. Nate is the best thing to happen to Audra. He helped her during one of the lowest points in her life and made her into a better person. But her fling with Kyle proves she can't be trusted. Losing Nate isn't the only heartbreak Audra will face. Her dream of starting Vibrante will be dashed when Victor withdraws funding for the project. Although Audra kept her end of the bargain, she'll learn the hard way not to trust Victor. The Young and the Restless invited fans to the biggest event of the year. Most of Genoa City's elite are attending Aristotle Dumas' media party. Nate Owens didn't get an invite. He's stuck at home, wondering what his girlfriend, Audra, is up to. Meanwhile, actor Sean Dominic was lucky enough to get invited to a red carpet event. Y&R fans are impatiently awaiting to see the Dumas party unfold. All shall be revealed this week. Meanwhile, Dominic took to his Instagram stories to tease a taste of what's to come. No, this wasn't about the Dumas party. He was invited to a red carpet event known as the Festival TV Monte Carlo. Dominic snapped a selfie of himself rocking a sleek navy blazer with a white striped button-down shirt. The soap hunk was still getting ready. He just wanted to tease his look before he left. Almost ready for the Festival of Monte Carlo award show tonight, styled by @Madeline, which will be seen soon. He included the eyes emoji in his post. There's more to come soon on Dominic's Instagram account. And yes, you read that right. Mandy Line styled Dominic's look. She's also the costume designer for Y&R. Line is the reason why you've been seeing so many glamorous designer looks on the show lately. Dominic also shared an Instagram reel that gives you a better idea of the event. You'll notice other soap stars, such as Lawrence St. Victor and Heather Tom of The Bold and the Beautiful. They stopped for pictures and autographs with fans. Meanwhile, Dominic was spotted in the makeup chair. He wore a gray short-sleeve cardigan with khaki pants as he posed for pictures. Y&R co-star Courtney Hope also joined him on the red carpet. Thank you at Festival TV Monte Carlo for the amazing day with fans and press. Honored to be invited to such a beautiful country, Dominic captioned the post. A major storm is about to hit the world of The Young and the Restless, and fans are bracing for impact. In a shocking twist that promises to shake the Newman legacy to its core, Victor Newman comes face-to-face with Aristotle Dumas, a powerful billionaire harboring a life-altering secret. As the drama unfolds, long-held truths are exposed, hearts are broken, and the question of identity could rewrite the family's future forever. It all begins at an extravagant event hosted by the enigmatic Aristotle Dumas. What starts as a glamorous evening quickly takes a dark and emotional turn. As guests mingle under the chandeliers of Dumas's lavish estate, Victor finds himself unexpectedly thrust into the center of a personal storm. In front of the stunned crowd, Dumas delivers a revelation that brings the room to a standstill. Victor is his biological father. The confession sends shockwaves through the gathering. The camera catches Victor's stunned reaction as silence blankets the room. But the surprises don't stop there. Aristotle Dumas has been an intriguing presence in Genoa City since his arrival, secretive, intelligent, and seemingly calculated. But beneath his polished exterior lies a man scarred by abandonment. According to Dumas, Victor left him and his mother behind to build the Newman empire, lavishing love on his other children while they struggled alone. What follows is a tense and emotionally charged confrontation. Dumas doesn't hold back, confronting Victor in front of the guests with accusations of betrayal. While Victor denies knowing anything about Dumas or his past, the younger man is unmoved. Fueled by a lifetime of pain, Dumas escalates the moment, leading to a shocking physical altercation that leaves Victor on the ground, stunned and vulnerable. Dumas's motives remain unclear. Is he seeking revenge, desperate for recognition, or longing for the father-son relationship he never had? According to Inside Spoilers, what he ultimately seeks is justice, not just for himself, but for the years of emotional turmoil he endured. Fans are left wondering, is Dumas truly Victor's son, or is this an elaborate scheme to destabilize the Newman dynasty? Considering Victor's complicated past, filled with affairs, secrets, and hidden relationships, the possibility can't be ruled out. Y&R has a long history of dramatic reveals involving long-lost children, and this could be the latest bombshell in a long line of family upheavals. If the claim is proven true, the repercussions will be massive. Nick and Victoria will likely question whether their father has hidden even more from them. Adam, often the family's outsider, might unexpectedly empathize with Dumas, or see him as another competitor for Victor's attention and power. Meanwhile, Nikki, already struggling with recent revelations, could find herself at a breaking point. This storyline has all the makings of a classic Y&R shakeup: paternity drama, corporate power struggles, and emotional fallout. Fans can expect shifting alliances, deep family wounds, and an uncertain future for the Newman legacy. Whether Aristotle Dumas is an estranged son seeking belonging, or a master strategist with his eyes on Newman Enterprises, one thing is certain: the fallout from this revelation will leave no one untouched. As the dust settles from this unforgettable party, the Newman family must brace for more secrets, shifting loyalties, and possibly a new heir to the throne. Genoa City faces the possibility of its most dramatic corporate shakeup yet, as two powerful figures, Adam Newman and the mysterious Aristotle Dumas, may be joining forces to challenge Victor Newman and take control of Newman Enterprises. Whispers of a potential alliance between Adam Newman and Aristotle Dumas have sparked widespread speculation and concern across Genoa City. If true, their partnership could pose a serious threat to the stability of the Newman family legacy and alter the city's power structure for good. Aristotle Dumas, a wealthy and enigmatic newcomer with a global network and hidden motives, has been keeping a close eye on the inner workings of Newman Enterprises. His interest isn't limited to the corporate boardroom. He's also been watching Kyle Abbott and the company's inner circle closely. While his true intentions remain unclear, it's evident that he's positioning himself for a major play. Adam Newman, long known for his complicated relationship with his father Victor, is showing signs of a major shift. Recently, he has taken a bold stand, refusing to carry out a smear campaign against Billy, and increasingly resisting Victor's control. This marks a turning point for Adam, who has often felt like an outsider within his own family. Adam and Dumas share a common vision: power, influence, and perhaps most importantly, revenge. Adam has spent years seeking validation from Victor, but despite his efforts, he continues to be overlooked in favor of his siblings, Nick and Victoria. Enter Dumas, a man with the resources and ambition to change everything. If Dumas provides the financial backing and global connections, and Adam offers insider knowledge of Newman Enterprises, the result could be an unstoppable force. Victor's long-standing strategy of keeping his children close and his enemies even closer may have finally backfired, pushed to the edge. By public humiliations, intense boardroom rivalries, and repeated slights, Adam may now be ready to lead a full-scale rebellion against his father. A pivotal twist in this brewing conflict could come from a seemingly unrelated deal: Victor's contract with Kyle Abbott. If manipulated correctly, this agreement might become a tool for Adam and Dumas to exploit, destabilizing key alliances with Kyle, Audra, and others inside the Newman circle. Rumors suggest Dumas may even orchestrate an elaborate distraction abroad, perhaps in Nice, giving Adam the cover he needs to make strategic moves back home. With trust within the Newman camp already eroding, such a diversion could open the door for a hostile takeover. As speculation builds, questions mount. Will Dumas's true identity be revealed? Could he be a recast Ashby or a figure with deeper ties to Genoa City's elite? Once exposed, his alliance with Adam would likely cause panic among shareholders and leave the rest of the Newman family scrambling. An explosive flashback scene promises to reveal a secret meeting between Adam and Dumas, potentially confirming the covert nature of their pact. Meanwhile, Victor is expected to launch a fierce counterattack with the help of Victoria and Nate, setting the stage for a dramatic showdown. In a twist of fate, Audra is said to be changing sides at the worst possible time, adding more chaos to an already fragile situation. If Adam succeeds in his mission, even temporarily seizing control of Newman Enterprises, it could send shockwaves throughout Genoa City. Adam's ambition has always set him apart, but with so much power at stake, one can't help but wonder, is he becoming the very tyrant he's trying to destroy? As the line between revenge and leadership blurs, the answer to that question may define the future of the Newman Empire. In the ever-turbulent world of the young and the restless, history has a way of repeating itself, especially when it comes to Billy Abbott. Just as fans thought Billy was turning a new page, his old patterns of self-sabotage may be resurfacing, putting everything he's built, and everyone he loves, in jeopardy. Billy recently convinced Sally Spectra to delay the launch of Abbott Communications for what appeared to be a romantic getaway, an exclusive party in Nice, France, hosted by the elusive Aristotle Dumas. With stunning views and the charm of high society, the trip promised to be a dreamy escape. But beneath the glamour lies a tangled web of ambition, manipulation, and unfinished vendettas. It turns out, this is far from just a business trip. Dumas may be pulling the strings, and Billy seems to be falling right into the trap. His true motive isn't networking, it's revenge. Billy remains obsessed with taking back Chancellor from Victor Newman, a quest driven more by ego than strategy. And Dumas, ever the master manipulator, knows exactly how to exploit that desire. tempting Billy with visions of restoring his power and legacy. Though Sally agreed to delay her professional plans to support Billy, it's clear that she's uneasy, and rightfully so. Billy has promised that they'll walk away if things go south, but as longtime viewers know, his promises often crumble under pressure, especially when pride and adrenaline are involved. Sally's decision to put her faith in Billy has sparked debate among fans. Some see it as a romantic gesture. Others believe it's a misstep that could cost her dearly. The stakes are now higher than ever. Sally's future, their relationship, and their joint business venture all hang in the balance. According to Y&R head writer Josh Griffith, tensions between Sally and Billy are about to reach a boiling point. Sally is ready to remind Billy of the pact they made, to build something new together, not to chase ghosts from the past. If Billy can't prove he's committed to their shared vision, she may walk away for good. This looming confrontation forces a critical question. Can Billy truly offer Sally a future? Or is he still stuck in the past, chasing validation through conflict with Victor? Fans have seen this pattern before. Billy gets close to happiness, only to sabotage it in the name of pride or revenge. His rivalry with Victor has long consumed him, and now it threatens to destroy not only his career, but also his relationship with Sally. Victor Newman, as always, remains a formidable opponent, one who rarely loses. Sally knows this, and she's not going to stand by while Billy risks everything for a battle he's unlikely to win. As Aristotle Dumas's influence grows, Billy finds himself caught between two powerful forces: Victor's unshakable dominance and Sally's impending ultimatum. If he continues down this path, he may lose everything: love, business, and even his dignity. France may be beautiful, but for Billy Abbott, it's shaping up to be the backdrop for a harsh lesson in ambition and loyalty. Will he wake up before it's too late? Or will he once again become the architect of his own downfall? In the ever-evolving saga of Genoa City, a new figure has emerged as a captivating force: Audra Charles. Known for her boldness, sharp intellect, and unyielding ambition, Audra is reshaping the landscape of power in this glamorous yet treacherous world. Her journey, marked by betrayal, strategic alliances, and a daring dance with danger, has made her a central figure in a narrative filled with intrigue and high stakes. As she navigates a complex web of relationships and rivalries, Audra's story is one of resilience, cunning, and the relentless pursuit of control. Audra Charles has never been one to shy away from a challenge. After a tumultuous relationship with Kyle Abbott left her questioning her place in Genoa City's elite, Audra finds herself at a crossroads. The scars of suspicion and betrayal from her past with Kyle linger, but they only fuel her determination to rise above the chaos. Enter Aristotle Dumas, a wealthy and enigmatic businessman who is far more than he appears. Revealed to be Cain Ashby, a figure from Genoa City's past with a burning desire for revenge against the formidable Victor Newman, Dumas sees Audra as the perfect ally in his quest to dismantle the Newman dynasty. Dumas is no ordinary opponent. Unlike Victor, whose confidence in controlling those around him is his Achilles' heel, Dumas operates with calculated precision. He recognizes Audra's ambition and offers her a tantalizing opportunity to become a key player in his plan to challenge Victor's empire. For Audra, this is both a dangerous gamble and a chance to prove her worth. She knows that in Genoa City, every move is scrutinized, and every misstep comes at a steep price. Yet, her fearless spirit and sharp instincts drive her to accept the challenge, even as she treads carefully to protect herself from Dumas's unpredictable motives. Audra's decision to align with Dumas begins with a seemingly innocent invitation to one of his lavish parties. The invitation raises eyebrows among Kyle, Jack Abbott, and Diane Jenkins, who doubt its sincerity. To deflect their suspicions, Audra makes a bold move, joking that she slept with Dumas. The quip, meant to keep Kyle at a distance, backfires spectacularly, sparking rumors and drawing intense scrutiny. What started as a playful deflection becomes a catalyst for a cascade of doubts and hidden agendas, pulling Audra deeper into a world where trust is a luxury she can ill afford. Dumas, however, is more than just a charismatic figure. His charm and dangerous allure draw Audra in, blurring the line between ally and adversary. As he entrusts her with secret missions, Audra feels the thrill of holding vital information that could shift the balance of power. Yet, she is acutely aware of the risks. Dumas' ambition to topple Victor Newman is a high-stakes game, and Audra must stay sharp to avoid becoming a pawn in his intricate strategy. Their relationship becomes a delicate dance of power, seduction, and deception, where every glance and handshake carries hidden meaning. As Audra navigates this dangerous alliance, her past continues to haunt her. Her once close relationship with Nate Hastings crumbles under the weight of unspoken secrets and growing distance. Meanwhile, Kyle's determination to mend his bond with Claire Newman leaves Audra feeling like a discarded piece in his quest for redemption. These betrayals only strengthen her resolve to carve her own path. In Dumas, now revealed as Cain Ashby, Audra finds an unexpected kindred spirit. Both have been shaped by betrayal and loss, and their shared pain creates a bond that goes beyond mere strategy. In a moment of vulnerability, Audra and Cain share a night that is less about romance and more about finding solace in their mutual wounds. This fleeting connection offers Audra a rare sense of understanding in a world where trust is scarce. However, it also complicates her position. Cain's return to Genoa City as a vengeful force shakes the city's power structure, and Audra must decide how far she's willing to go to secure her place in this new order. Her growing attraction to Cain, coupled with her need to maintain control, sets the stage for a battle of wits that could either elevate her or lead to her downfall. As Audra's influence grows, she catches the attention of Amanda Sinclair, a brilliant lawyer and Cain's partner. Amanda senses the undercurrents of tension between Cain and Audra, and her instincts as a lawyer tell her that Audra is no ordinary rival. While Amanda fights to preserve her relationship with Cain, Audra remains focused on her goals, using her charm and intellect to exploit any cracks in their bond. The dynamic between these three creates a volatile mix of ambition, emotion, and unspoken truths, threatening to unravel the fragile alliances that hold Genoa City together. Audra's transformation is remarkable. No longer the naive player she once was, she has become a formidable force, unafraid to break rules or challenge conventions. Her failures with Victor, who saw her as a mere tool, have taught her a harsh lesson. In Genoa City, loyalty is fleeting, and power is won through cunning and resilience. Audra's ability to turn pain into motivation sets her apart, making her a wildcard in a city where every move is calculated. Audra Charles' journey in Genoa City is a testament to the power of resilience and ambition. As she navigates a world of deception, betrayal, and shifting alliances, Audra emerges as a force to be reckoned with, a woman who refuses to be defined by her past or constrained by the expectations of others. Her complex relationship with Cain Ashby, fraught with danger and possibility, promises to reshape the power dynamics of Genoa City. Whether she will outmaneuver her rivals or fall victim to the very ambitions that drive her remains uncertain. One thing is clear: Audra's story is far from over, and her next moves will undoubtedly send ripples through the intricate web of power, loyalty, and love that defines Genoa City. As the city watches, Audra Charles stands poised to claim her place at the top, proving that in this unforgiving game, only the boldest survive. Young and the Restless spoilers for June 23 to 27, 2025. See Victor Newman versus Aristotle Dumas exploding. This is going to be a nuclear showdown of two men that really do not like each other. And of course, the identity reveal of the mystery man is coming. As we always do on early edition day, we dive in first with what's coming the rest of this week. On Wednesday, June 18th, Danny Romalotti and his son, Daniel Romalotti, are chatting, and he updates Danny about Lucy Romalotti doing better now that she's processing through some of her grief. She's making some more friends. Things are going well with her, and Danny is absolutely thrilled that Daniel is making music with Tessa Porter, and that it's therapeutic. But Daniel also insists that he and Tessa are just friends when Danny starts asking about that and poking a little bit. However, the dynamic between Daniel and Tessa could change very soon. like by the end of this week and definitely going into next week. Daniel is still missing Heather Stevens and grieving her loss. And Danny, of course, regrets not being present in the way he thinks he should have been for Daniel, but his son reassures him. And then big news. Danny reveals he's going to propose to Christine Cricket Blair Williams, and then he laughs and says he's going to let Daniel tell Phyllis Summers about the engagement because Danny doesn't want to have to deal with her. I don't blame him. Daniel offers his blessing. Meanwhile, Mariah Copeland is spiraling and flashing back to whatever dodgy deed she did with that very old man, and she won't look Tessa in the eye. And Mariah insists that what she did was worse than a one-night stand. Tessa says they can get past it, but Mariah wants to split up with her and even has a visitation schedule in hand for their daughter, Aria Porter Copeland. Mariah says she cannot ever tell Tessa what she did. So, I actually hope this is something good and not something stupid they're making into a big deal. You know, I don't know if she murdered this guy and dumped his body. I have no idea. But he reminds me a lot of Ian Ward, so I'm a little worried. But Mariah insists she has to work through it on her own and says she is not going to change her mind about this and walks out on her wife. Tessa is breaking down. She's sobbing. And Daniel walks up, finds her in this state, and is comforting her. Tessa is in Daniel's arms when Mariah comes back, but then she spots them together and walks away looking pretty dejected. At work, Chelsea Lawson goes nuts, and she randomly accuses Adam Newman of lying to her and going behind her back and publishing hit pieces about Billy Abbott anyway after they agreed they weren't going to do it. Chelsea really thought he was up to something, and Adam is like, "What are you talking about?" He was just at his computer playing a video game online with their son, Connor Newman, so Chelsea realizes that she was being a little crazy. She says she's sorry, and then they do sexy stuff on the couch. So obviously Adam's going to forget about Chelsea's crazy, right? Adam promises that he's not going to break Chelsea's heart, but they both know once Victor Newman sees that they defied him and did not run any of the hit pieces on Billy, there will be consequences. Now the lucky thing right now, Adam knows his dad is very distracted with this Dumas thing in France. So, he thinks they have a little bit of time before the wrath of Victor heads their way. But Adam and Chelsea vow to face Victor together, come what may. On Thursday, June 19th, Lily Winters is ready to finally get the answers that she's been after. But Carter, the mystery man's assistant, keeps delaying, and he keeps changing the story about when Dumas will meet them, and it seems like he's definitely lying. For instance, Carter says that Dumas's flight was delayed, but we know the mystery man has been in his lair watching everybody assembled on hidden cameras. If Agatha Christie had surveillance equipment, this is what we would be looking at. As of now, Kane Ashby still looks like the likeliest candidate of Dumas's real identity, but we're supposed to find out on Friday. We're going to get a look at Dumas on Friday, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to reveal his identity, because if they just show his face and dropped jaws, you know, the identity is not going to be confirmed. So, it may be a cliffhanger thing where on Monday, then somebody says his name. Jack Abbott begins to regret delaying his honeymoon with Diane Jenkins to play these reindeer games. He doesn't care about Chancellor, and he thinks Billy can just deal with whatever with Victor. But Diane is worried about Kyle Abbott and what Audra Charles has planned. So, she will likely tell Jack they can't go yet. Audra's scheme to entice Kyle seems to be going off well. We're going to see Audra with Kyle getting up close and personal in her space. Close enough to sniff her, which is strange. But is he drunk? Is he drugged? I don't know. Seems strange. Josh Griffith spoilers say that Audra's old feelings reemerge and complicate things. On Friday, June 20th, Amanda Sinclair's real connection to Dumas is revealed. Is she more than his lawyer? The wait's finally over. Dumas unveils himself to everybody assembled at the chateau. But the big question is, like I said, are they just going to gape at him, or is somebody going to gasp out his name in the final moments of Friday's episodes? Because supposedly, he is the last person they expect. But since this is presumably some sort of recast, you know, seeing Billy Flynn's face isn't going to help identify it for any of the viewers. And if you don't know Billy Flynn, trust me, you're going to love him. He was so good on Days of Our Lives. He's an excellent actor. The week of June 23rd through the 20th, Audra thinks she has Kyle right where she wants him with Claire Grace Newman. Focused on her dad and Kyle over, Kyle's at the chateau, and Claire is in Chicago with Victoria Newman. They're worried about Cole Howard's health. Audra can play games to get Kyle to betray Claire to her heart's content. Of course, Nate Hastings is going to find out if he's angry, and Holden Novak remains an ongoing problem. We'll see if Jack and Diane can save Kyle from Audra and Victor Newman's wicked plot. Billy tries to get Dumas to help him get back Chancellor. It's funny because Victor was hoping to team up with Dumas against them, but it can't go both ways. And Victor and Dumas are going to face off. And the battle between those two is supposed to be epic. Some of Billy Flynn's first scenes shot were with Eric Braeden. But that doesn't mean those will be the first scenes aired because, they do shoot out of order. So, Billy is going to be very pleased that this is not an ally for Victor Newman, but it may not be an ally for Billy either. Lily is going to be furious at this reveal, and she's going to have some things to say to Amanda as well. Devin Hamilton is not going to be comfortable with this reveal either, because it is going to put his sister Lily in a precarious situation because of what seems like a blast from her past. But Phyllis is going to like it a lot, and she's going to wind up in Nick Newman's arms very soon. So, Phyllis has been spiraling for a while, but she's about to get a business opportunity, a romantic opportunity. Lots of things are about to break loose for Red.